So welcome to the next tutorial of ethical hacking and penetration testing with Kali Linux. So in the previous tutorial we learned as to what social engineering is, who was the best hacker of all time, and how he normally used to go ahead and gather information. Before I proceed with the types of social engineering, I'd like to give you a great example, famous example of Kevin Mitnick as to what he did once. I won't name the company specifically because it was asked to go ahead and keep it anonymous. That's the reason. So what he did actually was that he went in some random telco company and telecom company, and he told the security guard that I'm the new guy and I have not yet received the ID card. I will be receiving it by tomorrow because I have not submitted the photo. So the guard thought for a moment that maybe he's lying and he did not. He was just trying to gain access. So the guard did not allow him inside the company. Only authorized personals were allowed. So what then Kevin Mitnick did was that he went ahead and took the name of one of the managers in different department and told that he was asked to come there from that manager. The guard can go ahead and contact him if he wants. And Kevin Mitnick even went ahead and did a fake call, and he tried to even go ahead and convince the guard that he was working in that company. And later the guard sent him inside. He went ahead and gathered all the information that he needed, and he already cheated the whole company and then came outside. When you're trying to go ahead and social engineer your way through a company, you need to make sure these few points. So that you need to be very confident in what you're talking about, so that if the person in front of you tries to ask you any question, then you should not be hesitant. Like if he asks you, say for example, what's your company ID, and you don't even know what the company ID starts from, then you don't need to be hesitant. Like you should not be hesitant like that. You should be confident. Even if you're giving him the wrong answer, him or her the wrong answer, you should be confident in whatever you tell, else it will go ahead and blow up the whole thing. That's the reason. So now there are a few important types of social engineering. The first one is quid pro quo, which means something for something. Then we have phishing. Phishing means fraudulently obtaining some private information, and the term phishing came from the normal word, which is phishing, F-I-S-H-I-N-G. So to give you a clear example of what phishing is, just think about the normal going on a boat and fishing. So what you do normally is you go ahead and take some kind of bait on your fish hook, and you just go and throw it inside the water. The fish come ahead and try to eat the bait, and then you suddenly pull out the bait, so then you go ahead and catch the fish. Similar is fishing. You go ahead and give out some kind of bait to a person or lure him to your target, and once he reaches the target, he goes ahead and tries to access his own email ID or his website or any random website. Then you automatically have his ID, and later he cannot do anything about that. That's what phishing is. Then we have baiting, again the same word, same thing, which is similar to a Trojan horse. That is a real world Trojan horse. The Trojan horse came from the old, it was, I believe, Athens, or it's a Greek term. That it was the famous battle of Troy that the Greeks, I believe the Greeks, I don't remember exactly, they went ahead and gave a god gift to the Troy people, and the Troy people then went ahead and opened the famous Trojan horse, which was their god, and later on there were all the people inside who went ahead and later captured the whole area, who were sitting inside the horse. It was a very big horse, like some kind of a building or something. I don't know exactly what it was, but it's just a old story. So that's what Trojan horse is. In real world, you go ahead and Trojan horse, in the previous days, what Trojan horse was exactly is that you go ahead and give out a gift to someone, and later on when the person frankly accepts the gift, but when he tries to open that gift, it is not the gift, it is some kind of prank. The same thing is Trojan horse. You go ahead and send some kind of, let's say for example, a PDF file or a MP3 file or video. You send a video through WhatsApp, Facebook, or Gmail, or any other email, and the person frankly goes ahead and opens that. But when he opens that, he will just simply won't find the thing that he wanted. But in the background, your virus will be executed, and you will remotely have the access to that specific computer. And that's what baiting is, and I will be teaching you this in one of my tutorials later on. After that, we have pretexting, which is the invented scenario, that you go ahead and invent a scenario and then you go ahead and try to save someone from that. And finally, we have diversion theft, which is a con. So to explain in detail, just go ahead and explain these everything in one line. Quid pro quo is something for something. You call random numbers at a company claiming to be from technical support. Eventually you will reach someone with a legitimate problem, and you will be grateful, they will be grateful that you called them back, they will follow your instructions. The attacker will then help the user, but will really have the victim type commands that will allow the attacker to install the malware. That's what it will be done in the background. Phishing is fraudulently obtaining private information, that is sending an email that looks like it came from a legitimate business and that requests some verification of information and wants some of the consequences if not provided. You usually get afraid, and the email that they have sent contains a link to a fraudulent web page that looks legitimate. The user then gives information to the social engineer, example eBay scam, something that was happened recently. So that's how it looks like. After that we have spear phishing, specific phishing, that is email that makes claims using your name, and if anyone gets caught, then it's you, that means any other person acting on your behalf. Then we have vishing, that is phone phishing, rogue interactive voice system, and calling bank to verify information and all those stuff. And finally we have baiting. Baiting is real world Trojan horse that uses physical media. It relies on greed and curiosity of the victim. The attacker leaves a malware infected CD or a USB drive in a location that is sure to be found. Attacker then puts a legitimate or a curious label to gain interest. So let's say, for example, you go ahead in a random company and you leave a pen drive over there named as Company Earnings 2009, and you leave it at the company's elevator. So there may be some curious employee, or he may be a good Samaritan as well, that who goes ahead and inserts the media knowingly or unknowingly inside his computer, and later on he installs a malware in the background. That's what it does. Then we have pretexting, that is you go ahead and do some prior research or setup to establish some legitimate company, and you give out information that a user would normally not divulge in. This technique is used to impersonate an authority, and you use prepared answers to victims' questions other than gathered information. Example, law enforcement, for example, the threat of alleged infraction to detain suspect for questioning. Or the better example would be, let's say you get an email for signed up for a free credit report that you have. So you see an unauthorized charge later on from another credit company. So you call to dispute charged, and that was asked for your credit card number. They insist that it was useless without the security code, and later on they ask for your social security number. Then you go and talk to the fraud department at the bank, and then you come to know that you were already duped some minutes ago. And finally we have a diversion theft, that is a con. A con is to persuade or deliver a person that delivery is requested elsewhere, that is around the corner. When delivery is redirected, attacker persuades delivery driver to unload delivery to the nearby address. Attacker parks security van outside a bank. Victims going to deposit money into a night safe are told that the night safe is out of order. Victims then give money to the attacker to put in the fake security van. Most companies do not prepare employees for this type of attack, and that's why they are fully vulnerable towards this type of it. So these are different ways of social engineering, and always you need to make sure that no matter how much you go ahead and patch your network or make your network secure, you always need, if you are in a company, you always need to make sure that the employees of your company very much let's say they know very well about these things, or that someone may try to go ahead and gain information. Even the concerned employee should not be allowed to go ahead and take their own ID cards outside the office. The reason being that if someone else sees the ID card, the ID number, they may even go ahead and use that to go ahead and gather fake information about their own company. So these are specific examples or types of social engineering. So, and it's not necessary that this may happen only when with hacking. People may even try to con you where there is no hacking involved, just by going ahead and gathering information, and later will come to know that you are the person who gave them the information, and you will be the one behind it, and that person may be long gone all the way. So these are examples, and that's it for this tutorial. In the next tutorial I'll be teaching you about ways to go ahead and prevent yourself from these types of fraud.